That's this one. All right. All right, welcome to the September 23rd Shawnee Hills Village Council meeting. For all that can, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here.
Here, LaRosa.
Present.
I think here.
That's what you can. All right, approval of the minutes from September 9th. Brian's anniversary.
It's about people.
Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. All right, motion to approve the minutes from the 9th.
So moved. Second.
Yes.
Yes, LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes.
All right, the agenda.
Yes, we need to add one thing down in the legislative action. Resolution 22-2024. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an electric village aggregation agreement as an emergency with Dynegy Energy Services East LLC DBA Dynegy Energy Services LLC.
Any questions on that? Jay's actually here to talk about it. So we're
He's gonna go over it, so.
Yeah. Page by page.
Great.
All right, do I have a motion?
Actually, no.
Do I have a motion to add that to the agenda?
So moved. Yes.
Kaiser. Yes, LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning. Yes. Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. Quite really from the legal front, really the one thing I worked on was that resolution 21-2024, which is the proper agreement with Concord Township in Delaware County. So you do some explanation on that. That's kind of. Okay, that'll be covered by our village administrator during his portion of the first heating. I just forgot about it. I had a lot of side once I forgot about it. Any other questions that I may or may not be able to answer tonight?
Anything? All right, thank you, Brian. Russ?
I got a brief 45-minute discussion.
Is it on the Lucy debt resolution? I got you.
Hanging on the edge, waiting on, I'm gonna wait. But the paving is done in the village. They started milling today. They should be done by Friday. I can happily say weather permitting, now that we finally got some rain. But weather permitting will be done by Friday. I've been working with Rob on the Veterans Memorial Ceremony and balloons for Oktoberfest. And I did start the application for our 2024 Tree City, which looking at it at face value, we again well exceeded our requirements for that. And all the work that Blooms has put in and the village has put in the last 12 months, we're probably gonna wind up with another growth report. But we'll see. Get that submitted here. It's due in December, so I won't know that till early spring. But and then this Thursday through Sunday, or Thursday through Saturday, I'll be at the American Balloon Conference in Columbus. There's some sections for municipalities and that have been involved in the process because we're 3 years in now. Yeah. Maybe. There's a round table for all the municipalities at different stages, so we'll see that. So we see that paving. Get to the end. So the Lucy Debt paving agreement is with Concord Township. So they approached me about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. They're applying for OPWC funds to pave certain areas, the entire area of Lucy Debt. But you have to ask the trustees of what they're paving. But the way that grant works, they get points for joining with another municipality to pave our areas within Lucy Gap, so Logan and Mohican is part of that. We do have some areas in Logan and Mohican that we're going to pave that need it. But this is the cooperative agreement, basically it's grant scoring for the township. We don't qualify for those funds, so we couldn't have used our entire, we could have used it here. But they qualified, we helped them qualify even more by adding in other areas. And then any questions of what they're paving up in Lucy Gap, I know there was some folks here before the meeting asking about it. I don't know what the township is paving, so you'd have to ask the trustees, their meetings tomorrow night. But I know we're just paving our sections in Logan and Mohican as part of the agreement.
Can I ask, it says not, our part shouldn't exceed 8,000, right? That's what it says in there, our part not to be, and theirs to exceed, not to exceed 45,000. It was like $3 for every, did I see that right? Like the grant gives.
I don't know the specifics.
Okay.
Well,
The
the 8,000 is a high number.
I figured for 2 streets, I'm like, we're probably not spending
Yeah,
that
we
much
just
money.
showing portions. of the
Right,
street.
right.
It's under 5,000 actually, but he didn't know how the bids were gonna come in, so they wanted to.
Gotcha.
That was my question too.
Yeah, and why does it say the city of Delaware, or Sunbury, I'm sorry, city of Sunbury and Delaware County authorized the project sponsor to be the lead applicant? What does Sunbury, how do they come into play?
Maybe some areas cooperating with them too, for other areas that they have, I don't know.
Okay,
But the funds come from Delaware County,
right,
Concord Township applied for them. This agreement
It's
says
Delaware.
that we're cooperating and we're gonna pay those areas as part of that agreement. So I don't know
okay.
the township.
Financially, it's not costing us anything, right?
We have to, yes,
I mean, yeah, but we're,
Yeah.
those are our areas.
Yes.
no, well,
We are paving
Those
the
are our parts of the street.
no, Logan and Mohican are Concord Township, they're not.
No, we have
But they
some-
sandwich in between ours, so it would make sense.
It's because we have, because like any neighbor annexed.
Right,
so
right.
that portion and then. So the churches.
Yeah, we have sections of those streets that are in the village, very small. We are paying to pave our portion, our responsibility, they're paying the remainder of the street.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Because the township couldn't come in and pave the entirety of the street, they would literally carve off the 100 and some feet in front of someone's house.
That's so silly.
Yes,
I just meant as far as outside of our responsibility, it's not costing us anything, we're not doing anything extra for them. This is
No.
more, we're helping them just achieve a score for doing.
that's all.
Somebody would ask that question.
No.
That's what you were asking, Todd?
Sure, stated.
That's what you
Well,
were.
now you don't get to say anything in miscellaneous business.
And I used up all my.
Yes.
I,
For the next 6 weeks.
I yield.
All right. Russ, anything, please?
Chief report, we hired a part-time officer last week. He is brand new and very young, so he's gonna need a lot of training. And so I think you'll see him out after next week. Kyle, his legislation's in there for today. So looking forward to that. That gives us 3 part-time officers now, so we're starting to climb back into the we have. We are testing body cameras to see what direction we want to go in, probably 2025. Ours are end of life, they're starting to wear out, the pieces of parts are starting to go on them. And with every electronic, we know it's already updated and parts are more expensive than the actual unit to replace it, so. We're looking at our options. It looks like everything we do is going to force us to online data storage. I know we were trying to stay away from that. But prices and the plans, I think everything's a lot more reasonable than we started looking at body cameras. So I'll have something for safety and finance once we get through, but I think we're on our second company now to look and see what features and what works for us, both financially and operationally. And then when I'm done with the American Bloom Conference, I'll be attending the Attorney General's Conference Sunday through Tuesday, so I'm the day off this week. So I'll be hit or miss from Thursday to Tuesday.
Anyone?
What's the subject, what's the Attorney General's conference, like?
So that
What do they
that's,
cover?
there's a bunch of topics. We have to do the annual continuing professional training. So part of that is I need to talk about missing kids in the block, I think on Monday afternoon, early Tuesday. And then I'm gonna take classes to get the rest of my continuing professional training. And that's what the continuing professional training budget pays for those classes.
Anyone? All right, thank you, Russ. Robin?
With your permission, Mayor, may I stand here and speak? without
No,
having-
back by the door. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I come here today to speak on behalf of the Shawnee Hills Civic Board. It has come to our attention that the tree lighting ceremony will be held at Glick Road Park this year. We have a few concerns about this location. Our concern for moving to Glick Road Park is the safety of the kids. There is nothing there to entertain them. There are no covered areas for inclement weather, and there's no excess seating or a place for a bonfire. A fence was erected at Monahan Park this past year on a side street because a child ran into the street and got struck by a car. Don't we face that same possibility at Glick Road Park, on a street much busier than our side streets? Monahan Park has always been the perfect place. The kids have a playground to entertain themselves on. There is a covered pavilion with ample lighting and seating for the parents to sit around and talk. Plus, we can have a bonfire, weather permitting, and this fire things all over with as far as the dryness. Anyways, finally, we have a new taller Christmas tree, I heard, which I'm very excited about. And we were just wondering why that tree cannot be planted at Monahan Park and that smaller tree moved down to Glick Road Park, which is a smaller park and probably a better location for a smaller tree. For the well-being of our children and community, I thank you for taking the time to hear our concerns. I hope you give this matter some serious thought for the sake of safety in our children. Thank you for your time.
Anyone?
It's not a real tree.
Pardon?
It's not a real tree.
It's not a real tree?
It's how many years? 20 year guarantee or something like that? 15 year, it looks as real as possible, but the cost is prohibitive. And from what we got last time, we didn't want to do that again. So.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I just heard it was like a 22-foot tall tree.
Yeah, it's an artificial tree.
Oh, nice.
That was what I could clarify. The other part, I would say I'd have to do some more research on that. I didn't hear it. I don't have a good answer.
Anyone else? I actually don't have a good answer either. I mean, it's been where the location that it's at now, I think maybe 4 or 5 years. And previously was where the brewery is being built, right? I think this is kind of an effort to centralize this and like, here's the entrance to our village. And this is where everyone can see, right? But you do bring a good point with safety and seating, things like that. So we'll have to look at how we proceed with it. So, but thanks for
You're
coming.
welcome. Thank you for listening.
Well, I just want to bring up one aspect of that. I'm assuming we have to anchor that tree down. And using the Glick Road Park, Pocket Park, there's ample concrete to anchor it down, which we don't have at the pavilion.
Correct.
We'd have to pour a pad.
That park was designed around the idea that it was gonna have a
Right.
Christmas tree in it.
Right.
It does get anchored down, it does need flat level ground, it does need, the way we're gonna anchor it, is on the inside.
Right.
So I don't think moving the tree, that's not an option. I think it would be at risk of falling over if it's not on a flat level concrete pad. Everything else we can look at, and I know a lot of it, there's like the safety, and that's been taken into consideration. I mean, I know the answer that we don't want to hear is that park closes at dusk. So it is a huge liability to have the kids on that playground unlit, after dark. But it's always worked out, no one's gotten hurt, and that's an issue. To traffic's definitely something that we gotta look at, and we'll have officers there. Maybe we put a police car on Lake Road.
Yeah.
Tree lighting going on, and I know we are planning for events and things for the kids down there.
Well, with that being said, Dublin has theirs right on 161.
Ellen's Sandusky and William Street, so
Can we shut part of the parking lot out? Would they give us permission to?
we're already planning on it.
Okay, so they'll have room.
Yep.
Okay. We still have those little red and blue lights that we use when, for the put those on the street of Atlanta. And tell you how to do it.
And he's eating up 25 minutes now.
Right, this way you can't ask me any
Wow.
anything else. Get it all out now.
All right, I've had a quiet 2 weeks. I have nothing. Rob has nothing. Committee reports, anybody?
We planning and zoning will meet tomorrow evening to finish reviewing the Main Street plan.
All right. Oh, I gotta go back to Jay. So forget the committee, there's no new committees anyway. All right, Jay, I'll have you talk.
I'll run like well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
You spoke out of turn. You weren't supposed to talk till the end. Somebody get his batteries out.
Mayor Matthews and council, thank you guys so much again for squeezing me in here. I know it was late, so thank you guys for putting me on the agenda, and putting an item up there to be able to pass something if you wish to. So what we've come with basically is a review of how the program's gone over the last 3 years, as well as kind of explanation of why we're recommending that we just do 1 year at this point in time rather than doing 3 years like we did last time. I think it was like 3 months actually. It's kind of an in-between term, but this is a sweet spot. We got a really good deal last time at 5.09 cents per kilowatt hour. A lot of folks have seen 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cents over this time period from utility and other suppliers. So it's been really significant savings. Look at the one sheet that breaks down the months and the aggregation prices compared to the price to compare the PTC. It lists the month on the left and the volume, that's the total volume within the community of the aggregation program folks that were participating, price to compare prices and then that aggregation price. We're looking at over 3 years saving the community $368,446.80. So a really, really significant amount of money. There's 314 accounts participating today. So for 314 accounts, $368,000 is really significant. Folks can always opt out of the program anytime, so nobody's stuck in this thing. Anytime they want to move, they can. So that brings us to where we are today. Utility rates went up. They went way up in June of 23 to over 12 cents a kilowatt hour. Okay, they've come back down some, but we think they're going to stay high based upon the capacity auctions. They came out from PJM, our part of the grid. It's really the second largest component outside of energy in electricity. It's called capacity. And the price is about to go up in June of 2025, almost 10 times what it is today. It's based upon us not really having enough generation assets available right now. We really don't have enough base load for our part of the grid. So they're bumping up the cost of it. So I think utility rates are going to be higher. I really don't think we should lock in longer than 12 months right now, because if you go at 24, 36, you're going to be taking basically the highest potential risk of that capacity cost being really, really high from the suppliers, rather than we take it 12 months now, we do it below where the utility's at. This offer that we have is 7.98 cents. The utility's at 8.24. So it's below, not a ton below as we were before, but it's still offering a savings. And then we look at it over this next year and try and find a better sweet spot that we can extend it longer. I think a longer term aggregation price is definitely the way to go generally when you can get a better rate. There's just not great rates out there today. So I think a 12-month makes a lot of sense. It's with Dynegy again. They do a great job. They've done well for the community, saved a lot of money. We have a good relationship with them. And again, we're here to answer questions. So anytime folks have questions about the program, about the market, bills, please send them my way. I'll take the calls myself. They can email if it's easier, call. My business card's in there, so please do pass along my information to folks. So with that, that's what the offer is. It's 12 months, 7.98 cents per kilowatt hour. I did include a green opt-in in there as well. So if folks want to go renewable, they can pay a little bit more. It's 8.27 cents per kilowatt hour, so it's slightly higher than the utility rate, which is a traditional offer, not green. So if there are folks within the community that want to do that, they can, or they can save more money and just have a traditional offer. So that's what's available to you guys tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, but if we're able to move and pass legislation tonight, we'd be able to execute that. The rate's good through tomorrow at noon. So I know it's quick, but I think it's a strong offer. It's from the same company that we're with today with Dynegy. I think it's the best option that we have out there right now. So any questions, feel free to shoot and I'll do the best I can to answer them.
Mr. Mayor, am I allowed to ask you more questions?
Yeah.
We're with Dynegy right now for natural gas, correct?
It's electricity.
Is it electricity?
Yeah.
I thought it was natural gas.
So the electricity program has been with Dynegy for the last couple terms. It's been 6 years with Dynegy. The natural gas program, we had to put a pause on it because there wasn't savings available compared to Columbia Gas. So we paused that. We will definitely revisit it as soon as there's potential savings. But last thing I'm going to do is come in here and try and sell a price that's higher than what folks can get from the utility. So yeah, we put a pause on that.
And this is said,
Yeah,
we're
gas
still
folded,
good
right?
until December or November.
Gas folded.
So yeah, it's a December start on this next term, so it'll go through the November billing. We'll be at the old rate. Once December starts, then it'll kick in.
We're at what right now?
We're at 5.09 cents,
Going to,
7.98 cents. So
that's for a 1-year lock-in.
it's a 1-year deal.
And depending on the election, how things go, everything could change next year.
Yeah, the election definitely has something to do with it. Also forward energy markets in general, supply and demand, and then this capacity piece that I'm talking about are big things that, can make a difference in the price. So
Did you do an analyzation to look at what 3 years, doing a 3-year would cost? What would we be looking at a 3 year?
at high eights. The utility's at 8.24. So, for us to extend to 24 to 36 months, we'd be signing folks up at higher than the utility rate. So that's a big no-no for me in aggregation, even though folks can get out at any time. You never want to have people paying more than what they can get from the
But
utility.
depending on what happens next year, what you were saying in 2025, if it goes up 10 times, what would we be looking at? My question is to say, all right, we're in for a year, it's 7. I'm sorry, we're in for a year, again, one more time.
Starting in December of this year
At what?
at 7.9.
7.9, and then what happens though next year in December if it's at like 16? Or
So the
what's the
10
projection?
So the 10 times piece is of that capacity part, right? Not energy, right? Not the whole thing, right? So could electricity overall increase more? Yes. Do I think this is the best play and then we watch the market and then make the right move next time? Yes. I've been looking at this stuff for 16 years, so I've got a lot of experience in it. I think this is the right move to just place a Band-Aid on it at this point and then revisit it as soon as we can. I watch the markets move on the forward markets every day. Once we see a good buying opportunity and future utility rates are known, yeah, I think we should move once we can. But right now, we only know utility rates, generally what they're gonna be up until June of next year. So as these auctions happen for energy in Ohio, and we're educated a little bit more on where the utility rates are gonna be, I could definitely come back in ahead of time, talk about it more, and make some more recommendations to look at a longer term hedge. But I think 12 months is the way to go tonight.
Just to be clear, Jay, the reason I'm questioning, my line of questioning is
Yeah.
more because if we don't do our due diligence to explain why we're asking these questions, just come up here and group things and say, yeah, that sounds great. I think it looks bad.
Yeah.
I think we need to have a full explanation. Everybody needs to be on board and wonder why something's happened. And that was the explanation we needed.
Yeah, I understand that completely. It's good to ask questions because then you're informed on why are we doing this.
Right.
So, good job.
So if those rates come down, say in June, are we able to break this and go with a lower lock in then?
No, so folks can always opt out at any time individually on their own.
But then they're just held to whatever the utility is, right?
Correct. Rates are probably gonna be going up because this capacity auction that I was talking about, it's in June 25. So we're actually anticipating rates to jump from the utility, probably a penny plus at that point in time. So when folks are gonna be at 7.98, come June of 25, utility rates are probably gonna be in the 9s. So folks will be saving money. Is it something that we need to keep an eye on and watch? For sure. And that's a big part of my job, so.
Well, one thing I think we're looking at is AI. AI is gonna be straining the electricity.
Oh, yeah, especially
Demand.
here in Ohio,
Yes.
this part of Ohio.
And we don't have the capacity for that.
Correct. That's why the charges are so
Yeah.
high as they are.
Exactly.
So, Good point.
Are you talking about Intel?
Not just
Or what could be.
Google, Meta,
For years?
But, yeah.
I mean, Google, Meta,
Amazon.
Facebook, Yamaha, all of they have multiple data centers and they're just gobbling it up.
Close by.
Yes, the Sterix just put in a whole new substation at theirs over in Westerville because they needed extra power.
All right, any other questions for Jay? All right, thank you, Jay.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a nice evening.
All right, so no committee reports, so we'll go straight to legislation. This is a third reading resolution 19-2024 resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Again, this is housekeeping stuff with the county. Any questions? Do I have a motion to adopt resolution 19-2024?
So move.
Second,
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, this is a first reading, resolution 21-2024, resolution authorizing and directing the village administrator to execute a cooperation agreement with Concord Township and Delaware County to submit an application to the Ohio Public Works Commission for the Lucy Depp subdivision project and declare an emergency. So this is what Russ just went over. Do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading and declare resolution 21-2024 an emergency?
Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion to adopt resolution 21-2024?
So moved. Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, another emergency. I have a first reading ordinance 20-2024. An ordinance confirming the mayor's appointment of Kyle Parskadon as a part-time police officer for the village of Shawnee Hills and declare an emergency. I've met Kyle. He is very young. He's got a very firm handshake. So be prepared.
He called me ma'am.
Yeah, he called me sir quite a bit.
So.
Nice kid. So, do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading, declare ordinance 20-2024 an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Motion to adopt ordinance 20-2024.
So moved.
Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion to pay the bills in the amount?
No, no,
What I forget?
Jay.
Resolution.
Yeah. There you go. Resolution 22-2024. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an electric village aggregations agreement as an emergency with Dynegy Energy Services East LLC, DBA Dynegy Energy Services LLC. Do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading and declare resolution 22-2024 an emergency?
So moved.
Second,
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Motion to adopt resolution 22-2024.
So move.
Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right. Now, do I have a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $55,017.38?
So moved.
Second.
Gates,
Yes.
Kaiser.
Yes.
LaRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Charlie Treasurer's report.
General fund, 482,125.59. Trust fund, 89,080.11. State highway, 44,918.74. Duty body armor, 2,543.19. Continuing professional training, 8,528.76. Evans Farm Jet, 8,039.20. Drug law enforcement, 534.41. Indigent drivers, 385.84. Law enforcement trust, 3,852.20. American Rescue Plan, 55,468.14. Enforcement education, 1,795.98. Fire fund, 111,713.59. Lead fund, 648.38. Tip, 94,367.76. Tip 2, 44,649.74. Police district fund, 190,819.55. Veteran memorial, 298.97. Sewer operating, 102,803.51. Sewer replacement, 7,506.08. Storm sewer, 35,876.41. Enterprise improvement, 23,419, and debt service, 79,586.46. For a total of 1,391,692.61.
All right, motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Second,
Meeks,
Yes.
Eisen.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
yes.
All right, miscellaneous business?
I got it all out.
All right, I had a couple things. Terry Herzog and Bill Herzog. Terry's been on ABR for, I don't know, at least 5-6 years. Her and her husband are leaving the village, so I appointed Jason Wise. He had asked about any openings months and months ago. And Terry is leaving, I think, the end of this month. She couldn't make actually the last meeting. So Jason Wise is now a member of the ABR. Second, I saw, and I don't get on Facebook, but my wife told me I wanted to wish your dad a happy birthday. There was a time when over at the Civic, when Warren Miller was the only person that attended, and Pat would ask him every single time when we get the visitors, Warren, do you have anything to say? And he declined every single time. So happy birthday to him. And that is everything I have. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?